Hey, this is just a basic tour and making our first recording on Audacity. So right now, you should have something that looks like this in front of you. Okay, this is Audacity's basic setup. At least on a Mac. On a Windows machine, it'll look slightly different, but everything should be there. So basically, in Audacity, you have menus just like you have in any standard program. You know, you can save things and export them and import. You can cut and paste. You can do different selection things. There's different editing tools. So standard tools, playback tools, you'll see that. This is to select the basic operation you'll be doing. I'm using this most of the time, which is what's called the selection tool. All right, and it actually it's very similar to a word processing selection tool, if that looks familiar to you. We'll talk about the other tools over time. What I want you to do right now is just check to make sure that you have a functioning input. So look right here, this is a microphone, and what input do you have? Do you have an input right there that you can make sound into that it's going to record you? Okay. Computers almost all have some kind of built-in microphone at this point. If you don't, we'll have to figure out a way for you to get sound into your program. But you can plug in a microphone. But if you plug in a microphone, it will probably just appear here. You can see I have a number of different choices of inputs. The Scarlett is my digital interface box, which is a really great tool to have if you're doing anything more than simple sound production. And this is going to tell me how many channels I'm recording to. There's only one microphone here, so it's just going to record in mono. If I had something with more inputs, like my digital interface box can record up to 10 channels at the same time. But we're not going to use that right now. So, and then this is going to show you where your sound is going to output to. I'm just going to choose the speakers here. So what I'm going to do right now is we're going to make a recording using our input device. So let's test that it's working first. This microphone here is going to check the levels of the sound coming in. So I'm going to click this to start monitoring, and that's going to start listening to the microphone, and it's going to gauge the sound of the microphone. Now you can see that if I don't make any noise, there's kind of a baseline level right there, around -36. It's quiet, but you'll hear it. And then you can see when I talk, I'm kind of averaging up around, -6, maybe up into the -2 or 3 level there. That's actually fine. If you are making really loud noises, you might overwhelm the microphone. So if you're getting into the red or past the red, it's going to actually signal that you've started to do what's called clipping, which is when you overwhelm the microphone, basically. So if I clap, you can see that's way too loud for it. It goes into the clipping area here. So at that point, I would just turn this down. So now you can see that my voice is actually averaging a lot lower, but you want to be right around 6. You can just double click here and it'll reset. So to deal with my voice, I'm going to have it turned nice and high. This is going to be our playback volume. Let's go ahead and record to a track. So what we're going to need to do is make a place to hold the recording. You can actually almost think about it in an analog way, like as a strip of tape that you would record to. So it's just going to give you a track to record to. So I'm going to go to tracks here, and I'm going to add a new track. If you can't see this in the Loom recording, you should be able to see it. So we're going to make a mono track. And now you can see I have this blank space where I can record. And across it says the time, actually. So I have about 17 seconds I can see in my window. If I go past that, it'll keep making more space for me. So, and I'm going to put the cursor right here. You can barely see this line. I'm going to put that right at the beginning. You can use this to go to the beginning. You can move it around if you wanted to start recording somewhere else as well. I'm going to go to the beginning. And I'm going to record by pressing this. As soon as I press this, it's going to start to go along here and record what I say. So here we go. This is a test recording on Audacity. All right, so you can see that I have made a little bit of a sound file here. I press stop to end the recording, and I'm going to play it. Let's go back to the beginning. This is a test recording on Audacity. All right, pretty successful. So go ahead and set the program up, make a test recording, and that's your first task.